For today's video, we're going to be doing season 18, episode 2 of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. And they just started throwing like serious hands, slapping each other, punching each. It sounded like slaps and punches, to be honest with you. But Courtney was not about, Courtney was not playing about it. She was serious. She's like, I'm tired of your shit. I'm tired of you talking. Let's get this over with. She hit her with the combo, the kick, slap, punch, knocked the ass against the wall. I was like, oh, they serious. When she hit her with that little one, when Courtney hit her, that one good time, knocked the ass against the wall and her tan came off her arm, I was like, oh yeah. She really serious. She's trying to really F her up right now. She hit her with that combo. Courtney was just like, I'm sick of y'all shit. Kim specifically, I'm sick of y'all. And Khloe's like, stop it. Are you two all right? What on earth? And I'm just like, that was so fake. The way she said that was so fake. What on earth? Are you guys all right? Obviously they're not. But then Kendall, she slowly comes over. It's like, okay, this is serious now. Like, she's been serious since the beginning. Like, you was on the bed laughing, and you thought it was sweet. You thought it was funny. It wasn't funny, girl. It wasn't sweet. It was serious. She was really tired of them fucking with her. And really, Kim, she was tired of her egging her on, not taking her seriously. She was done being the bigger person. So after the fight was done, Khloe addressed Courtney in the bathroom. Was like, why would you do that to Kim? Why would you do that? And Courtney's like, don't just address me, cause she hit me too. Don't just address one person. She was like, well, I'm addressing you right now. And she's like, well, I don't resort to violence. She was like, oh, shut the F up. And Khloe was like, if I hit you right now, you'd be knocked the F out. And we all know that is true. That's just facts. So once they're done physically fighting, they all go back in the bedroom. Kim is on the bed, Courtney is by the door with Khloe, and Kim continues to talk about what she was talking about. It's like everyone feels about this narrative. Everyone feels that. When she said everyone who, Courtney's crying. She's like, everyone who. She said me, Khloe, Mom, Kendall, Kylie. And Kendall's like, don't throw me under the bus like that. She looking back like, who is everybody? And then Khloe's like, I thought we were still talking about, I forgot what she said. But Courtney was like, oh my God, Khloe, we've passed that. We're past that now. And she told her, she's like, when we're not filming, when we're not in this environment, you are not like this at all. And she said, I will leave. I don't want to be around. I don't want to be in this environment. And she says, I don't want to be near your fat ass, to Kim. And then Kim said, actually, you're the fat one. I was just like, really? You couldn't just let that go, let her walk out the door like you just had to put in that little extra 2 cents. I'm like, okay, girl. So she left, and then Kendall was like, we were talking to each other, like we were past that. But Kendall was like, I just think at this point, like, her buttons have been pushed, and she's just at that point. So shortly after that, they actually send the pictures to Chris, their mother. And I guess she's too busy to recognize that or realize that she's doing something else. And she's like, I can't believe that my daughter's got into a fight. You know, that's just crazy. I can't believe it. Then we move on to the twins, Malika and Khadijah, at Courtney's house, comforting her, making her feel like her side is important, it's being heard. Instantly, she starts crying. And I'm just like, girl, again? And she just feels like what's important to her is her kids. And because Khloe and Kim put the show before family, she feels like it's put a wedge in between their sisterhood. And I understand that, I get that. But when this show, I don't want to say started it all, when this show is like a big reason for, or a reason why y'all are where y'all are, you have to keep it going. And then also too, in comparison to like YouTube, a lot of people might feel when people vlog their life, they're not in the moment, they're not appreciating family time. But when you look back as a family, you're gonna appreciate that person that took the time to record those moments, because those are memories that you can look back at later on in life. So I kind of get both perspectives, why Courtney would feel like family is most important, it's more important than this BS, and why Kim and Khloe are like, okay, yeah, family is important, but we also have a check to make for the family so that we can continue to eat. I totally get it. I feel like my lips kind of dry. So now we have Kim, Scott, and Khloe all at Kourtney's house. Not Kourtney, Khloe's house in the backyard. And she's like, Khloe's like to Kim, you're not gonna fill me in on you and Kourtney having a little talk off camera. Basically, Kourtney gave Kim an apology off camera, and I totally agree with that. Like, that was the best way to do it, because we don't need to see it, we don't need to hear it. We're not owed that at all. Glad they were able to apologize, admit their wrongs to each other, to say, hey, you know, I was upset about X, Y, and Z. I'm sorry I took it out on you. And then Kim also expresses to Khloe that she's more so angered with Khloe. And then Khloe gets upset because she's like, okay, well, if that's the case, then your anger was misdirected. It wasn't directed toward the right person. And now I'm even more upset because as a sister, you couldn't come to me and express that to my face. You had to take it out on Kim, who had nothing to do with it. Which I feel like she's mad at both of them. She's mad at Kim, obviously, because she keeps saying that she doesn't do anything, she doesn't bring anything to the table. And then you have Khloe, who is on Kim's side, which, like I said in the first episode, Kourtney expressed that it used to be her and Khloe against Kim. Now it's reversed, and she doesn't like that. She sat up in her chair. She's like, should I text her? Like, do we need to talk, bitch? Do we need to have a conversation? Kim was basically telling Scott and Khloe, like I told her, when you have 3 or more people saying the same thing, you know, you probably need to look in the mirror and see what's really going on with yourself. If somebody feels some type of way towards you, you can disagree. But if you have more than one person all saying the same thing, then you need to do a self-evaluation. Then we go into a short clip of Kylie being admitted into the hospital. Kris is very upset. She doesn't care. She's over it at this point. And Corey just tells her to breathe. Just breathe. Like, that's all you can do. So moving on to the next part, we have Kourtney and Kim with their kids in Armenia. They just arrived and the vibe is a little off. It's still, of course, the fight is still fresh, and Kim, you know, makes us aware that the fight is still fresh. But for the kids, they're putting that aside. She's saying that she's super hopeful and optimistic about showing their kids the history. And she said that, I think it was North, it was her second time there. She was telling all the other kids, like, this is North's second time in Armenia. And I thought that was very cute that, you know, like I said, they just put that animosity and tension aside, and they just put the kids first to show them their history, where they're from. So Kim has an interview with the local news station there in Armenia. They also wanted to baptize their kids while they were there. That was also a priority, and to meet the president. As they're getting ready, Kim goes into the bathroom where Kourtney is getting dressed, getting ready. She's complimenting her, saying, oh, that looks nice, that looks cute. And she's like, hey, you know, I know we can go out the back, where obviously it would be a lot easier, but I just want to be super gracious and, you know, show face to the people, you know, that are out front. Basically saying, you know, I want to show gratitude and show thanks to them, you know, appreciating us for being here and being fans of ours. So then they go to her interview with World Congress on Information Technology, where she speaks in front of thousands and thousands of people. And she just expressed in the end how she feels like females are just booming. And now we're back in Paris with Kris and Corey. And when I saw that they had the Don Julio with her name on it, I was like, okay, girl, okay, Kylie girl. I don't think I've ever had Don Julio, actually. I don't know. Is Don Julio, is that dark or is that clear liquor? I don't know. But I don't think I've never had Don Julio. But it looked real cute. While the name on it had a couple bottles in the back. Again, Kris is like going insane. She's flipping out. Corey expresses to her that she needs to take the manager hat off. Take the manager hat off for a second and put on the mommy hat. She's a big Stormy, and she just wants your love. You gotta take care of her. And I totally agree. Like, you gotta know, if you're gonna be a momager, You gotta know when to be a mom and when to be a manager. And it comes off extremely insensitive when you're more worried about business than saying, hey, daughter, are you okay? How's your health? How you doing? Are you taking care of yourself? What are you doing to take care of yourself? Chris says that she just finds it easier to be manager while she's further away than being in mommy mode. So we go back to Kim and Kourtney in the car with their kids in Armenia, where she is expressing their family history to them. They had a string cheese business. I can't remember the name of it, but she's just explaining the history behind them, their family, and the things that they owned years and years and years ago. They go to the Armenia Genocide Memorial where they pay their respects, and you know, Kim shows, I forgot his name, Kourtney's little boy, you know, to put the flower down. We're doing this to pay our respects. He doesn't understand quite yet, but Kim is showing him, you know, we're just putting the flowers down to pay our respects. And Kourtney is extremely overwhelmed. She wants this to be a genuine heartfelt moment. And of course, the media just storms in. They ask Kim one question, and then literally the rest of, you know, the paparazzi, they just swarm her with questions. And Kourtney's like, hey, can you move? Can you get out of the way? I'm trying to get a picture. Kourtney is really trying to take in this moment and be respectful of the space that they're in. And the paparazzi, they clearly don't care about that. But Kourtney, she was about ready to cuss them out. Can you move? I'm trying to get a picture with my family. And after that, she's like, you know what? I'm ready to go. After the interview that was outside by the memorial, you have a lady that tried to show them around the inside of the memorial, but Kourtney was just over it. She was the most jet lagged. Like, she was dragging on the floor. She was just laying back against the wall. Like, she was just over it. But she was really trying to be there for her kids and, you know, be supportive and be in the moment. But you can tell she was just over it. She was ready to go. She was ready to lay down. And then we go back to the brief segment of the runway happening in Paris, where Kim is sitting not Kim, I told y'all all these K's. Chris is sitting front row by this well-known interviewer. I forgot her name. I know her face, but I don't remember her name. I know she's popular on one of these TV, one of these news show, the E-News or whatever. She's sitting right next to her and she's emotional. She's like, I can't believe this is going on and Kylie's not here. But I think it was a really dope fashion show. I think it was very cool. I actually did like some of the pieces. I think it was the red and orange, like it was a big shoulder piece, like off the shoulder, that one, and the bottom was black. That was my favorite piece. Now we are in Calabasas at Kendall's house, and she's sitting there. Kendall is sitting with Khloe, and I think she's just having a little snack, sitting there talking to her sister. And she goes over this long text that she sent Kourtney. She goes over this long text that she sent her saying, hey, you know, basically, I love you, I'm here for you, I want us to talk and have a conversation that's not one-sided. I don't want a one-sided relationship with you. I want us to both be heard. And she said that 9 hours later she replied, and she replied with a picture of the private jet that she was in. That I felt was extremely insensitive, disrespectful. If somebody sent me a text 9 hours later and it had nothing to do with what I was talking to them about, like, they will be blocked. Like, that's it, that's all, nothing else to talk about, they will be blocked. Yeah, there's nothing else to it. Like, there's no reason why she couldn't have said the very least something heartfelt back to show her, you know, sincerity or concern about her relationship with her sister. That's what she was crying about earlier in the episode. But now that her sister is trying to reach out to her, you know what I'm saying, she's not giving anything back to her. So you're asking for one thing, but then you're showing something different. Then Kendall goes on to defend her to say, I just don't think she's self-aware. She just can't admit that she's wrong. You're saying that family is more important to you. This is your family, and they're trying to show you that they prioritize you, but you're not showing that back. Khloe just says, you know what, I'm tired of her. She's always playing victim. I'm sick of her playing victim. And then Kendall goes to say, also, I think this has to do with Scott. And yeah, also Scott was sitting there and Scott was thrown off. He was like, what? And Kendall was like, yeah, I think this has a lot to do with you all's breakup. It wasn't really properly dealt with. Like in her mind, like mentally and emotionally for her, it wasn't properly dealt with. And she's still internally dealing with that. Do I think that's a reach? Absolutely, because they've been broken up for, I feel like they've been broken up for a while. I feel like your relationship with your man or the father of your kids has nothing to do with your relationship with your sister, your flesh and blood. You cannot internally process something or be over something, but how can you take that out on your sister and y'all have your own separate problem? As far as being sisters, what does it have to do with your relationship with the father of your kid? For Kendall to say that, it's a reach. So we're back in Armenia with Kim and Kourtney. And Kourtney just expresses how she loves to travel. She loves to travel with her sister, but she's just over being a celebrity. Like she's literally over it. And you can tell in their personalities, they're two totally different people. I feel like Kim clearly takes it a lot better. Out of all of them, I think Kim takes it the best. She takes it graciously and humbly, just like earlier in the episode where, you know, she knows, yeah, it's gonna be a hassle. Yeah, you know, people are gonna, you know, try to speak to me and try to interview me and try to get something out of me. But at the same time, I know that this is what comes with being a celebrity, and I appreciate these people who look up to me, who are a fan of me. And Kourtney, I don't want to say she takes it for granted, but I just feel like she just doesn't care. She doesn't care at the level that Kim cares, and Kim can't expect her to just because she holds that last name. So Kim briefly goes over, you know, the genocide recognition being extremely important to expose, you know, all the kids to, which I agree. It's never too early in a child's life to show them their history, to show them, you know, where they come from, where it all started at. And Kim says it's important to her to get the kids baptized at the oldest church. They said it's the oldest church in the world, which I think is pretty cool. I think, you know, the attire that they had on was really beautiful. I also saw the pictures on Instagram, which I think it was like phenomenal. I know on the show they had on all white, but on Instagram they uploaded a picture that was, I think they had all brown on, and it just looked so just peaceful. So we're back from the trip. We're back in California, and we're at Kourtney's house where we have all the sisters, well, just Kim, Kourtney, and Khloe, and we have the twins, Malika and Khadijah, as the mediators in their conversation. And you know, they're hoping for a progressive conversation, just hoping that it's gonna go somewhere. So Khloe expresses to Kourtney that she feels like it's a one-sided relationship where she can't express herself, and the way she said it was, you know, apparently it was aggressive. It made Kourtney cry, and she was like, why do you have to be such a bitch about it? Like, and I don't understand. I don't feel that she was a bitch about it. I feel like she was just straightforward and blunt. And maybe that's a form of communication that Kourtney can't handle, that she needs to. They should be able to be blunt, to be straightforward with each other. Khloe checks her and says, you think you're not a bitch by shutting out and crying all the time? Just because I'm not a crier, you know, that doesn't mean anything. You think you're not when you shut things down and you cry? I was like, she got a point. They obviously all have different ways of communicating, and rightfully so. They're all not the same individual, so you can't be mad or emotional because someone expresses their feelings. Like, if you are the person to beat around the bush, you can't be mad or emotional because you're dealing with somebody that gets straight to it. You have to learn how to toughen up, be an adult, and face things head on. Just like you face things head on with your fist to Kim's face, you have to face things head on with your words when it comes to Khloe, and just be straight up and real and say, this is my problem. I think Kim was the one that butt in. She said, we all show feeling in a different way. We all want to come in happy and do our job and, you know, film. We all want the same positive energy at the end of the day. And she says that we just have to be mindful of what's, you know, shameful and what's hurtful, and just be considerate, more considerate of one another, which I agree. Again, yes, they're sisters, but to film, the filming process is also their job. So working with family, you know, you have to toughen up a little bit. You gotta do what you gotta do and learn to make those adjustments, not just on camera but off camera as well, to improve your relationship with your family. So in the last part of the show, Kourtney is at ClearCom conference with Clean by Me products. This is something that she's personally behind. She has a passion for cleaning with products that won't harm her children, that have certain chemicals and things in it like that. She's extremely passionate about that. You can tell in that last scene that was something that she definitely stood behind, and she said that from now on, I'm just gonna film what's important to me. You know, if I feel like I want to share this with the world, this is something that I'm passionate about, this is something that I want to open you guys up to and, you know, share, then I will do that. But as of right now, I'm going to just focus on my family. That's number one. That's priority for me. And I just want to feel happy and fulfilled, because life is too short. And I agree, life is too short. But again, I still also agree that, you know, you have to be grateful and thankful for the moments that you have. You know, when you can share something so great with the world that, you know, not only entertains them, it's life situations that they can relate to, that's also a wonderful thing as well. So I think it's an important balance to, yes, spend time with your family and enjoy those moments with them, but also, you know, don't be selfish and hold back, you know, for people like us that want to watch and keep up with the Kardashians. So with that being said, I hope you all liked the second episode recap. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.